Hello, everybody. Ronbo here. I hope you guys had an awesome New Year's and a good weekend and getting geared up for the OTC bull run. Here we go. January's when it starts to show. Some of these tickers getting ready to go. So exciting times. But remember, be responsible with your picks, and don't be silly. Have stop losses, but these are going to be pretty whippy. So just be careful, and know what your stop losses is. Again, 5% stop loss isn't okay. It's right here, and it's, let's say, $5 or $10 of my 5% stop loss. I'm at $9.90. Whatever 10% is. Geez, Ron, kidding me? I'm tired. So you know what I mean. 5%. It's not that. It's okay if I'm in here and down here is $8. Okay, you put in. Let's say you're 10% is $50. Okay, you have $500 you want to put in this. This would have to. This depends on. This is where your stop loss is. If it comes from here down to here, you lose $50. So then that determines how much money you put into the trade. Okay, you don't say, okay, I got $500. If I lose $50, the stop loss is right here. That's silly. You can get stopped out. So go back. I have a video on stop losses. Hope that helps you guys out. But I've got a lot of tickers today. I've got two specials. As you know, I don't do call outs. I don't do stuff like that. These aren't necessarily call outs, but they're two tickers that I think are going to do really well. They're starting to get hype and stuff like that. And they have a really good history in late January into February to really take off. And I'm kind of excited about them. So some big wigs I saw on that I respect. And some of my friends are telling me about this, and I'm in agreement with them. I think it'd be worth a shot. So I'll give those two at the end. But right now, let's go over AAPT. AAPT, smart money buy down here, and now it's gotten back up to the average price. It does have a bullish deep crab. But I don't think it's gonna. Come all the way down here, and I explained that last time. Looks like we're just consolidating right on the average price. If it gets above the 0207 mark, we could be on our way up with AAPT. So that's looking good. AMLH, this one, we do have a massive wolf wedge on here. And I said, look out to see what happens today. We came up here. It set up this pattern, and I was hoping for another blue day today to break this wedge pattern, but we had a red day, and if it starts to fill this pattern, this is the first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave. It really comes down, and then this dotted line, that's the target price. So we'll see if it continues this downward pattern to fulfill this wedge, and see if it then breaks up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. It stayed above the daily support here, so we'll see maybe if it consolidates and goes up, or maybe takes another dip down. We're above the average price here. The average is 0036, so it did break through the average price, so that's a good sign of strength. So I don't know if this wedge pattern is going to continue or not. So we'll wait and see with AMLH. CIBOLO, well, just like what we were thinking, got close to smart money buy right here. And now let's see, I gotta get my drawings up here. We had this consolidation period. We had a low here. Now we have a higher low. Like I said, we have a high here, but now we have a lower low right here. Even though this is a high, that's a low. Now this is a high. You can look at it that way. So we are stair stepping. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we have a red day testing that support line. But we broke through the -1 deviation. And look what happened the last time it broke that deviation right here. We had a good spike up, but then it got rejected. Usually the second time around, it breaks through. Here's that first long test of the average price, comes down, and then bam, took a big jump. So, but overall, here's what we're looking at with this consolidation area right here. So we'll see if it comes up, hits the average price, and then comes back down to the -0.5 deviation, and then maybe take off from there. This right here would be a good buy area, as far as me. Around the the 0.0318 area, if it dips and starts to bounce off right there, that'd be a good area. Again, not advice, financial advice. I'm an old man in a dark room upstairs looking at 3 monitors, and I'm sorry, my mind's elsewhere kind of. I just came back from my lovely daughter's and granddaughter's house and spent some time with her and just really enjoyed that time. So, but enough about that. CIBOLO looking good. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, a lot of the OTC stocks right now in January is going to be, let's see what happens tomorrow type of, song I'm singing here. But it definitely looks like, we're going to be on our way up to testing the average price. I wouldn't be surprised maybe if it came back down a little bit and then took off. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it busted right through here. Also, we did break the downward trend. So it broke the downward trend. It came back down. And so as this, started coming back up, especially if you're, camping out on CIBOLO today, it's always good to, you always trade better if you have 1 or 2 stocks you're looking at, not 20, and having your nose in the scanner all day long, because then you come back and you're like, oh man, I should have got CIBOLO right here, right? But you do your homework and you're focused on it. You're like, oh, it's going up. It's above. It broke that resistance right here. We're going up to the average price. You could have bought in right here. Things looking good for CIBOLO right now. DPLS. Smart money, guys. Smart money buys. Here we are right here. Right there. Great time to get in, as far as I'm concerned. I think it had its resistance at the -1.5, and I think here's the -0.5. I wouldn't be surprised if it got up there. That's about the 936 area, and then maybe we might have another retest of the -1, and then break through here, and then maybe test the -0.5, something like that. Would not be surprised, but great buy-in opportunity, I think, for DPLS anywhere in this area. This is smart money, I think, and you never know. It could come back down and retest 0507, and once it started coming off of there, then but we're still well below the primary downward resistance trend line here. But I think that this is, again, you got to remember the context of things. This is in the time to, here's January right here, and look at the run it had late January. It comes back down. So, and you always want to look at the history, guys. A lot of these do this. At the beginning of January, comes up to the end of January, get out. and then they dip because they dip back down, take that money that you made, put it back in, and then rip. Comes up huge right here. So very much the tendency of the OTC stocks. So that's something that I'm looking at, and that's something that I'm looking at on the two stocks I'm going to be talking about later. So very good history with DPLS. FERN, we have this wedge again, the bullish wolf wedge. It looks like we are starting the downtrend. Maybe we'll find support at 0.213, or we might continue down the pattern here, and then really have a good takeoff here. But here's the primary trend right here. Today we had a good day. We were up 4%. But we had a good day here, and then another one today, inching close. Here's resistance and the wedge. So that's concurrence. So that's going to be a really strong point. Probably. Guess what? We'll see what happens tomorrow. If it breaks that and then breaks this pattern, and then works toward that resistance line, or it's going to start continuing that pattern downward to do that wedge pattern. So something to look at with FERN. ILIS still in the Andrews pitchfork here, but if you notice, one of the scenarios I thought might happen is it consolidates and goes sideways, just like what CIBOLO was doing. We're right on the pitchfork line right here. I would not be surprised if we had maybe a down day tomorrow and retest the 0.2863 area, and maybe even consolidate a little bit more, or maybe it bounces here and takes off, and then the day after that breaks the downward resistance trend line. Not if you're not in it, here's the average price here at 3,598. So you're still getting a bargain, but you're still within the retail buy areas, as I call it. But you're still better than average price. You don't want to get too greedy as far as trying to get the cheapest price here, because I think time in January, usually things take off in January at the end of the month, the third, fourth week. So this might be a good buying opportunity, especially since we are below the average price. So not a bad area to get into with ILIS. One I think I called out on one of my videos last week or so. Here's the smart money right here. So we're right at the support line right here. We are up 13% today. We have this little hook coming up. We broke the downward trend. And like what I was saying before, guys, you get higher highs, higher lows. That's what you want. So here's your low. Here's high. Here's a low. It's about even with that. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If we finish, if we have a high here, I would really like to see a good day tomorrow. It doesn't have to be 15%. It could just be 4 or 5%, just to get above here. And then maybe drop down a little bit and then take off. That's a good time to get in. We're still below the average price. Would have been great to get in at 0.1, I'm telling you. But at least that we're definitely on the way up with with LCLP. So I just wanted to give that one a look at also. MJWL, we have a bearish butterfly pattern. We are in the pattern. We're in it. We got out of it, and now we're back in it. That usually happens in the reverse zone. Sometimes it gets kind of volatile, bounces around. The optimum price here, the harmonic optimum price, is what the HOP stands for. This would be the perfect scenario, 384 area, but I don't think it's going to get down there. I think usually how you play this is it comes down, it comes up, and then it retests, and then it goes. So OTC, a little weird because the pattern, the candlesticks, how they act. You usually want to see a trend coming down, a trend coming up, and a trend coming down, more than just a candle down, candle up, candle down, candle up type of thing. But if you get in right here, let's say it goes down, but then we're gonna have the reversal. You're still gonna be in the money. So we have a target price of 0.0975. The second one is 0.119. And the really nice one, if it got to the third target here, would be 0.1659. So that would be a really nice day for MJWL. Next, I looked at this. I gave this some love a couple weeks ago, I think, is SIRC. SIRC has a bullish XBAT pattern. Really nice. Look how close it is to the actual pattern. And so now we hit and we bounced. It had a 10% day today. It's out of the reversal zone. I would not be surprised to see maybe a red day tomorrow. And like I said before, it breaks, retest that area, and then jumps. So if you're not in it, good news. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow we'll see maybe a little bit of a red day. If it breaks 3514, you might want to get in it. There's support right there, which now is resistance. But if it breaks 3514, you might want to get in before you miss the boat on SIRC. Believe it or not, though, all we're at is the average price. So, but if you look at the history, here we go again. Late January, boom, dip, blows up in February. Over here, here's January. This is when you want to get in, guys, especially in the beginning of January, especially if a lot of our favorite tickers have been going down. They're going down to get into that buy zone before the rips. So that's what you're looking for. This is where we're at right here. We're a little higher than where we were last year. So maybe even these next explosions will be even better. That would be really, really nice. Next, TONR. TONR here, it was following this wedge, got close to it, and it looks like it's trying to bounce. If I remember, I had a good day. Yeah, 14%. It looks like we're, here's the negative 0.5 deviation line, this dotted line here, and it has concurrence. Here's the date. This is the 4 hour. This is the daily resistance. So if we get above 0061, maybe we'll break this pattern and we'll start our way back up to the average price here of 008. If we have a red day, couple red days, I would think that we might still try to follow this pattern and see maybe a bounce under the negative 1.5 deviation at 0021. That is a possibility. This wedge is also, this is the primary downward resistance trend line. So just like CIBOLO and some of the others, it might consolidate here and then break out and then take off. So that's what I have for TONR. Now for the two that I wanted to look at and highlight, from what I've seen, a lot of people starting to talk about, and I do like the way that they're setting up, is BOTY. It's definitely was in the buy zone here for quite a while. It had a nice jump up. Now we had a red day today, so it's down 5%. As you can tell, I'm in it right here at 9 cents. So I might even add a little bit next couple days, but I have a good amount in it. And I'm just going to let it wait. I don't care what it does. I might be up 200. I might be down 400, up 200, something like this. It's just going to be bouncing around. But about here, January 11th, here, it's all even right here. Here, I'll zoom in on it. So we're up, we're down, even, down, up, and then boom. On the 26th of January, here we have a good spike on the 11th of January, and then it kind of just sits there, moseys along down the lazy river, and then boom, and then it's too late. So this is where we could get in, guys. It's just just waiting, and then February, this thing just explodes. So I see that it has not only one, but it has a history of going up. So this is why I think I personally got in, because I think eventually this one's going to pop again, and I want to be in before. You want to be in before, guys. Don't get FOMO, and getting into something that's already up 200%. And then you get in here, and then look, red candle, and then you're holding from February all the way till March. You don't want to do that. Or you get in March, and then boom, then you're stuck all the way till the end of July. So BOTY, I am going to put some lotto money on that one, and I think it's gonna do pretty well. And then the other one that I'm kind of excited about is WNBD. That is Whiskey November Bravo Delta. I think this has some something to look forward to. Also, again, I'm in at 009. Right now it's 008. And again, here we go. Here's the pattern. January, nothing. We have a little pop here, a dip down, and then rip. Right? In February, and this one had another one, a big one in April. So put some fun money in, maybe a date night or maybe even more, and just let it ride. And you want to have somewhat of a reasonable stop loss, but let it play, give it room to breathe, and you breathe. Don't get sucked into wanting to trade in a vacuum. It's up 20%. Oh, I'm gonna get out. Or it's down 20%. Oh, I better get out. This is gonna be a little wacky for a while. Just maybe set it and maybe put an alert out if it goes up 40%. So it catches your eye. But other than that, just kind of go throughout your trading day and let it ride until you start seeing some significant gains. But those two, WNBD and BOTY, are ones that I personally think are going to have a pretty good January and February. And for WNBD, winning brands, you might have some really good pops here in the first quarter and the end of the first quarter here. So something kind of fun to look at and exciting just to kind of see what might happen. They might not, but I figure if we're in all these really good picks with ILIS and FERN and all the like, that it doesn't hurt just to diversify a little bit and looking at something that has a history of popping, throwing some money in. You might lose $30 on one, $50 on one, but then you might end up making, $1,000, $1,500 on the other, or whatever. It depends on how much you put in. So, that's all I have for you guys tonight. Again, I hope you had a really fun New Year's, and have a good night, guys. And we will see you tomorrow.